Hola, big town. I'm sorry, mornings I usually speak other languages.
Okay, but that was in preparation for the trip.
No, that's every morning. I was just on the phone call I was on.
Do you have
Good die.
a long international flight routine ready? You read on planes, what do you do?
That's least of my worries. You know, when it comes to planes, just so they land, I'm happy. Try to keep it simple.
How is your language development these days, yours personally? Where are you at on
Oh.
Slovenian, Spanish?
You know, what I've learned through a lot of this, even when I went to Europe last year, is how the world is small. You don't really realize it until you start dealing with how many people speak English. You know, all the kids on our team have been taught English from first grade on, in whatever country they were in. And the trick question is, what is the Nigerian guys, Kenny and Adem, what is their native language? If you Google Nigeria, the language is English.
Oh, interesting.
How about that? I could have got you on that one.
Yeah. Would not have gotten that one.
Yeah. So anyway, what's happening?
So how's, you guys have had, I don't know, 6 or 7 practices now or something like that?
We have 3 to go.
Okay.
So yeah, you get 10, we have 3 to go. So before that, you get your 4 hours a week on the court. So it's been good. You know, we obviously need it. You know, we clearly have a new team. You know, especially with Adem not playing. When we play live, Adem doesn't play. When we do drills, Adem's in the drills. But when we play live, there are only 3 guys out there on scholarship that have played for us, or Dylan, Will, and Kenny.
Yeah.
So it's very evident you have a completely new team.
How much? Oh, sorry.
You know, it's a lot of, you know, lot of teaching to do. So that's why this trip. So the trip is important for team bonding. The practice is it's almost like spring football for us.
You brought up Adem and Dylan. How much more do they even have to grow, considering how much turnover is on the roster?
Well, look, what they need to do and what's reality could be 2 different things. You know, Adem's going to be a first-round draft pick. He's just got to stay healthy. So he's just got to stay healthy. You know, with Dylan, it's we'll see how he reacts to the minutes. You know, when that time comes. So this trip will be good for him to be out on the floor for extended periods of time, which he was not. He didn't really have that opportunity last year. You know, so he's going to get the opportunity to earn those extended minutes. So we'll see how he reacts to it, because practice and games are 2 very different things.
How much do you anticipate relying on Lazar and his experience just at the college level this year?
He is a godsend for us. As far as a guy first of all, when you get so many freshmen that don't know what they're doing, and it's not their fault, they just don't know. To have a guy out there that, you know, that knows that you tell him once and he's already been trained. You know, he started for 2 years in the Pac-12. He's been well coached. So yeah, just for my sanity, it's good to have him. But no, in all seriousness, it's going to be really important to have a veteran guy like him that's averaged double figures in the Pac-12, and you know, he knows what it takes to be a successful player at this level. So he sets a great example for our guys as far as work ethic. He's as good as I've seen with that. I mean, he's the first guy here and he's the last guy to leave. From his eating, his strength and conditioning, his stretching routines. I mean, he's a professional. I mean, he's an adult. And we got a lot of kids, so it's, you know, it's good for them, because, you know, Kenny's our veteran guy. You know, Adem is still a young kid. You know, although he's going to be our best player probably, but you know, to have Lazar is a big. So we needed him, no doubt. We needed him. So plus he's a good player.
Is there a fascination amongst the U.S. guys with? I know you only got 2 of the 4 Euros here, but is there a fascination with them, with the guys who grew up in the U.S., or are they just college freshmen and they're all just kids, basically?
Yeah, I would say, look, our guys are from big city. You know, you got you got the LA kids, you got, you know, Bass is from Vegas, but, you know, Brandon's from New York. So the LA and New York kids, I mean, we live in international cities. So, you know, I mean, there's so many transients here in LA,
Yeah,
you know.
I'm one.
I'm two. So,
Yeah.
you know, but a lot of international ones. So but you know, for kids, it's not as prevalent as for us probably. So it's a good question. So I think it's good. You know, it's good for them. It's part of the reason I thought it was great for my daughter when I made the original decision to come here. You know, it'd be great for her to learn, you know, different part of the world, different way of life, different, you know, still in the States, but California's a lot different than Ohio. So, and I thought the diversity would be great for her. So, I think it's just like the trip's going to be great for the guys. I mean, look, we'd like to play well in all three games, but we're going to be playing without three guys probably going to be first-round draft picks. So, I'm not going to have the highest of expectations. But I need to learn something about, you know, so I have this coaching staff, we have so much work to do to figure out. Look, defensively, we'll be able to figure it out. Like, I think defense is the one area a coach can impact the most in college basketball. Then offensively, we all know we lost most of our scoring. So that's where I got to, you know, we're going to have to figure it out a little bit. And we've worked on a lot of ball movement stuff this summer, but, you know, who should have the ball the most, where the ball should go the most, you know, late clock, late game, you know, when you need a bucket, where are you going to go? So there's a lot of stuff we got to figure out.
Maybe in that vein, but what have you seen out of Sebastian Mack so far? Just from a
I
player
love it.
standpoint?
I love his aggressiveness. He's you know, Darren and I would say he's a Bearcat from the old days. Yeah.
Is it on both sides of the court or just?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a tough dude, man. So, and he's in attack. He's just in an attack to compete. I mean, you know, he could put on the gloves and be a boxer. I mean, he's just, you know, he's not running from the fight, which, you know, I believe in guys like that. So, but he can score. That's what I would tell you. He can score. So I think for us in his natural habitat early on, one thing with freshmen, you try to keep it simple for them. You can ask older guys to play multiple roles. With the young guys, like with him, I think it's early. Obviously, we're standing here in August, but you know, right now, I think on offense, it'd get him in a scoring mode. You know, let a couple other guys be in point guard mode, because we're going to need his scoring, and he can do it. He can score from behind the line. He goes to the rim with tremendous strength. He does not take soft shots. He plays off 2 feet. He gets bigger in traffic. He comes in with a lot of habits of a guy that can really get the ball on the basket in different ways.
You mentioned, you know, still trying to figure things out, especially offensively.
Yeah.
Just as far as the lineup combinations and just the potential, like what words come to mind when you think about the different, you know, especially how big you can get in the front court?
Well, 3 of the guys you're thinking about aren't here right now.
Right.
So Adem's in the training room. The other 2 guys, you know, I just got off the WhatsApp with Adem, or with Adai, and you know, Berke just got back from the Turkish national team preparation from the World Cup. He's taking 2 weeks with his family before he comes here. So it's hard for me because to answer that, I haven't had those guys yet. You know, right now, it's been great for Devin Williams. He's got a lot of opportunity in practice this summer, and I'm high on his future, really high on his future. He needs 20 pounds. You know, we all got it to give to him. We can all chop off 5 each easily, but you know, he's guy's going to be a really good player. 6'11", he's agile. He's got good touch. He's got a lot of things you can't teach. You know, he's just got to get strong to a point where he's strong enough not to just get pushed all over a college game. But he like I said, it's hard. You can't teach agility at 6'11", and athleticism. So, and he's got a competitive spirit. Just got to get strong enough. But it's been good. This trip will be great for him Great for Kenny, because they're gonna have to play a lot. And Brandon Williams gonna have to play multiple positions for a young kid on this trip at age 17. He's gonna have to play a lot, you know. I got a stepson and my daughter in the house. One's 17, one's about to turn 17. You know, they're in high school at Campbell Hall. You know, he's at UCLA, so it's got, you know, but it's gonna be good for him. It's all, you know, that's what this is about. So I think it's why we were going to go 2 years ago, and COVID postponed this. And then last year I figured, let's just wait till next year when we got all the new guys. You know, plus Jaime was injured, and I'm thinking we'll go next year. We'll be healthy. We'll have all the new guys. You know, we had to get 2 guys into school, got in later than we wanted, and then, you know, Adem's still injured. So, but still, be great team bonding.
With Adai, and you read some complicating stuff from his former team. Is there any anticipation that could still, you know, there could still be bumps in the road getting him in?
No, he's in UCLA. He'll be here in a couple of weeks. We'll see him. I'll see him Monday. He's coming to Madrid to see us.
Nice.
Yeah.
What about the breach of contract that I guess his?
Oh, I will give you guys this now. The details of like of Adai getting cleared.
Yeah.
And that stuff you guys are reading about, I'll never comment on.
Okay.
That. Yeah. It would not be in anybody's best interest for me to comment on that. So we have people here in compliance. He's got legal representation. You know, I'll have to just keep deferring to them. I know this. You know, the guy was on a scholarship, and he's just a young kid trying to chase his dream in America. His mom's an educator, and you know, was a volleyball coach, and you know, guy just wants to chase his dream. So, can you blame him? You know, so that's really all I can go into with that as far as the details. So, but that process is just getting started.
What's your take on realignment? What's going on in the last couple of weeks?
Oh wow, how much time we got?
Another 8
We need to
weeks.
do like a podcast, you and I, on. The problem is the public doesn't understand the scope of why it's all even happening. Like the public thinks right now that I have the 12 guys on scholarship and they go to UCLA for free. They don't realize the athletic department at UCLA is 25 sports and 700 kids on scholarship that they have to pay the university for those scholarships. That right there, 99% of the people do not know that. So now you start seeing, because they're saying, well, why do they need all this money? You know, why do these schools need all this money? Well, you know, and there's about 4 athletic departments that actually make money in the entire nation because of scholarship bills and budget expenses. So it's all happened because of money. That's just the reality of it. It's not all because of football. It's not all. It's because expenses and bills have grown. That's the reality of it. And what I would tell you is, this is not the end-all fix. So it's far from over. So whatever money comes in, that all these schools, hey, we're not the first school to do it. When did it all really start? Back when a couple schools left, Miami and Virginia Tech, right? Left the Big East for the ACC.
1992, Florida State.
Big 8.
Florida State.
Big 8 falling apart.
You know, so it's been going on for a long, long time. You know, and none of it is in the best interest of the student athlete, no matter what anybody says. It's in the best interest of more money to cover the bills. That's it. But people don't understand. The problem with this whole thing is, you know, the public doesn't understand. Why are there bills? Because I'm out there all the time, right? I get, what do you mean? Like, what, where's all the money? You get all this money from TV. Well, go ahead and pay the scholarship bill for, you know, 700 out-of-state student athletes at UCLA. Pay that bill. Then pay the food bill. Then pay the travel bill. Then pay all the medical bills. You know, it's like I said. There's three or four athletic departments operating that actually maybe break even or make money. most of them losing money, being supplemented by their universities, and they don't want to have to supplement them any more than they already are. You know, I came from a school that was the second highest university supplement in the nation to the athletic department because of lack of TV money. So it's just where's this gonna be in 5 years whenever the ruling comes down, you gotta pay the revenue players. And where's that money coming from? So
Media rights, probably.
we've already exhausted all the media rights money.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, you know,
Yeah.
it's, you know, where does that end? I mean, people don't want to hear it. I mean, it's just, you know, I have a good friend of mine says, you know, please tell me they're not going to ruin the last thing I love in sports, which is he loves college basketball. You know, so I would tell you, you know, like people say, it's unfair to football. Football is not the problem. Like you said, we're all changing leagues because of football. No. We're changing leagues to pay the bills for all the sports, because you have one or two that are revenue sports, if that, at certain schools. And you have, the model has been they've paid for all the other sports forever. And all the bills have gotten too big. So you got to do what you got to do to be able to pay them. So it's unfair to say football's the problem. They've been the answer. You know, and obviously, you know, here basketball makes money in some places. Women's basketball makes money in some places. Here, I think gymnastics breaks even or makes some money. So you have your exceptions, but there's just not enough money at the current structure of the way college athletics is. So I'll leave you with this. If somebody came down from Mars right now, or Coach Wooden came back, I mean, he would say, what is going on? What do you mean there's no more Pac-12? What do you mean all this school's in that conference, that school's in this conference? And if you gave him 5 minutes, he would solve it. But that would take too much common sense. And when there's this kind of money involved, people are trying to make money. It is what it is. You know? But he would solve it. If they let him, he could solve it in 5 minutes if he could come back.
How long would it take you?
7. He's much smarter than me. But the problem is some people's kingdoms and their piles of money that they make to run their kingdom may change. You know, so so back to the original answer, we are where we are because we're in a capitalistic society. College sports, to say it's all about education and the student athlete, come on. I'll leave you with that.